Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on the Magnum, and in the last video I took the Magnum to a drift event, had a ton of fun with it, but at the end of the event, or towards the end of the event, it ended up running out of fuel, and it wasn't 100% my fault because the fuel gauge still did show half a tank, but I think once I fill it up it should be okay. So what I'm doing today is I'm prepping the car for Rocky Mountain Race Week. I totally wasn't going to do this, and then I was like, well, I have the Magnum, I have the Hellcat, I could take one of them. Let's take the Magnum because it's kind of unique and, you know, it's kind of a cool car. So is the Hellcat, but the Magnum is a little bit more fun, I feel like. So when I was drifting, the oil temps, I just changed this oil probably under 1,000 miles ago, but the oil temps on this thing were getting like 240, 250, which is kind of high for me. Eventually, I'm going to put a Hellcat oil cooler and oil filter housing on it. But for the time being, I'm just going to change the oil and just kind of give it some fresh oil that hasn't been heat cycled through you know, a whole track day, because I was ripping on this thing pretty decent. So I'll do the oil, I have a filter, and then one of my tie rods have been bent since I got my alignment. So my friend, he was like, yeah, the tie rod was bent. I just aligned it for you and it's all in spec, but just replace a tie rod when you have a chance. And now that I'm going to be doing this 1,300 mile, I think it's like 1,300 mile round trip with the Magnum, I want to actually have a good tie rod on, because that tie rod has had a lot of stress. I did drift it. I mean, there is a lot of forces that I don't want to have to find out in the middle of nowhere that the tie rod snaps and I have no way of replacing it. The oil is now changed. Everything looked good when I drained it. There wasn't any metal or any particles in the pan. I also was going to connect the windshield washer hose to the hood, but I have no clue what I did with the hose that goes on the Magnum hood. And the Challenger one is actually quite a bit different. For some reason, these have these weird connectors on the Magnum hood. So I'll have to figure something out, but I did run it from the washer bottle up to about here with the charger hose. So I shouldn't have any issues as long as I can find something and as long as it doesn't rain too much. But we are good with the engine, started up, good oil pressure. You know, I really wasn't worried. Just need to put some gas in here. And I did check the tie rods. When my friend did the alignment, he said one of them he thought was bent, but I checked both of them and both of them look fine. Maybe he just was, I'm not sure. Maybe that was a different car. Maybe I just forgot which car he told me that was on. Maybe it was on the FC or something. But yeah, everything looks good on this. I'm going to actually check the tire pressure, make sure everything is good to go on that. And then I'm going to also replace the door on the passenger side on the rear where it fell off the lift and kind of bent that door. I have that other one off the parts car. It's red as well, same color. So we'll throw that on here and then it won't look as bad. Just got done changing the oil in the Hellcat. I'm still not 100% sure which car I'm taking. The oil change in the Hellcat took a little bit longer just because of all the aerodynamic shields that are underneath the car. You have to pull off before you can actually get to the oil pan or the filter. The Magnum over there, I'm gonna change the door really quick, but I did put the side skirts on a little bit better. And I also got the front bumper. It was cracked, but I just zip tie fixed it. The drifter way of fixing broken bumpers. So now it actually sits up, looks a little bit better. And that door is just really, I mean, the door is really the worst eyesore besides this and everything. But I need to grab all of my luggage out of the Hellcat for the trip, and I'm still not sure. So I need to figure this out. I'm gonna throw the other door on the Magnum really quick, and then after that I'll make my decision. And I need to go, if I'm taking the Magnum, I need to charge the AC, and it's already, what time is it? It's already 12:20, so I need to do something really quick. Well, I guess I'm taking the Magnum, and there's so much more room to put stuff in here, luggage and everything, but we are ready to go. Just left with Trevor. We're going up to Bandimere Speedway right now. I didn't have a chance to charge my AC. I have the stuff in the back, so hopefully on the way I could actually get a charge, because right now I only have one window that rolls down, and it is it's kind of toasty in here. But we're gonna go up there. Hopefully we can get teched in. We have to be there by 3. We have 2 hours to get up there. Through Springs, there is quite a bit of traffic, and we have 1 hour to get to Bandimere, which Hopefully we're not even to the gap project. It's usually just awful, but I like that new scat pack technology to tell me where it's gonna hail at. Thunderstorm warning on the display. Cutting it pretty close. It's already 3 o'clock and I'm filling the car up with gas. See how empty she was, because I'm guessing the gas gauge is still reading just half tank. It won't go any lower, but it does go all the way to full. So I'll know from full to half a tank, and I'll probably just start filling up or just keeping track of my mileage. Getting teched, I'm going back to the pits, and then I'm gonna go for my first run.
It's just like mine. It's like the one David just got.
I actually got a grudge race with him on Monday. $100.
You know JCPenney has a big and tall section, right?
They don't have the right line.
They have big and tall, Dave.
So this is how David.
Nah, I'm not gonna do this because this is so fucking. See you, Ronnie.
All right, Dave. First time drag racing this car. What do you think it's gonna run?
I don't know. I said I put it in the 14 class, so I mean it should run a 13.
Well, that's who Dave's running against. Same engine, different chassis.
That's the old wise grandpa right there, and that's the young guy who thinks he can whoop his ass.
You think? Gonna get,
Yeah.
What do you think? Gonna get David's pass?
Yeah. But the old grandpa knows a thing or two, huh?
Look, he's got Brembos on it. That's how you know something's different.
That's how you know right there, boys. The GT2.
Hey folks, if you ordered parts from Chad at Banshee, we have got parts from Chad at Banshee. They're over at Joe Greer's pit now.
It's a Scat Pack versus the...
With the big 4i performance sticker in the back window. Pair this Dodge Magnum in the left lane. We got Greg Jones in the right lane, Farmington, Arkansas. Cool red Nova. Magnum clicks the tree. 1367.
Getting back in line, staging up. The car did exceptionally well. I did a 13.6, which isn't too bad, but the launch control does not work because the traction control light's on, and for some reason I disconnected the battery. Well, I needed to disconnect the battery a couple days ago, and when I did that, it turned on the check engine light and the traction control for some reason. So I just need to clear them codes, and then it should be completely fine. I should be able to use launch control, and I might be able to get that down to maybe almost a 13, which wouldn't be too bad for this race. So I'm gonna wait in line, and then I should do another run in a little bit.
Jump up over guys. Shit.
Faster than this. Gary Sayer in the left lane. The Challenger.